Okay, well that was wild. Everything just kind of exploded on me, and then OBS said that there is some kind of weird internal error, and I couldn't start the stream. So close out OBS. I think I mentioned before. I think the video card just does not like being used on a older motherboard that doesn't have the particular um, PCI Express slots that it wants. That it wants. Like it's kind of backwards compatible, but like it it wants a PCI Express 5 times, but I think I've got maybe a 3 or a 2, so it's just like I think it's trying to use the memory faster than the computer can access it. It's like I can't get to that as fast as I want it, so I'm gonna throw a fit. Oh man, ads are gonna restart. Very late. There. Appreciate it. Badson. That's that. We got the flax twine. I need to get a chisel or some of the chisel too. There's twine. Flax fibers. I need to also just kind of space up in a general sense. Still very much. Oh, ads. Crap. Well, while the ads are running, I'm going to get a refill on my beverage real quick. Okay, sorry about that. Had to refill my beverage real quick. And then on the way back, it was like, oh. I just realized it's like 1 o'clock. I probably won't be up too much later. Might be on for another hour. Just so I can try and get enough sleep that I can do the board games tomorrow. Let's see. Ah, there we go. Green cloth. Uh, hmm, hmm, hmm. Hello? Just random pie on the floor. Path maker. Uh, crafted in E. Oh. Whoa. If I leave some cloth for you at your shop to repair my armor, I've got green. Okay. Yeah. If you want to finish those first. Uh, what? The hat and the chest piece, and then the cloth for both of them. Hey, okay. Thank you. And cloth. Hey, my armor is repaired. Uh, got here. You got to yell at me. Hmm. Probably. Probably do need that stuff. the make some more. Although it requires a lot of fat. May consume more porridge. And the right. Iron chisel earth thing. Oh right. Real quick. I want to make three flour ground out already. I guess bag. Want the pasta dip. Beast. It needs water too. Soft. Okay. I've made the soft dough. Say, I knew it was like fairly low down. Stuff spawning. All the good stuff. So, get this. Muffins require fruit. You can also just use the gelatin. Although I just have this raw. I think it requires soda. Have sit on. You have syrup though. Okay. Let's do that. Let's use 1, 6. Those. Cooking or stirring? Saucepan. Saucepan. Oh. Use the big cauldron. 6, right? Yeah. Just enough for that. Hey. Alright. You. I'm kind of tempted by not that. This coal mine marker. I mean, it is way out there. Although I don't also actually don't have the boat. I could go. I honestly, I don't know. I might have to go into like creative mode and mess around with the chisel. Is doing it here. It is late, and I don't know if my brain is ready to carve voxels around. Maybe, but might be easier to just practice it elsewhere and then get the idea of what to do with it down, and then transfer that over here, or mess with it here. I should build the pieces of it, build the carver or the build the planer, and oh yeah, probably the so you can move voxels. Probably a good idea. Mix these Mix these into muffins. Although dumplings are also good. But I don't think it lets you. I don't think it lets you add as much into the dumplings as you should. Yeah, it lets you add like one thing or salt. It doesn't let you do like cabbage, like a vegetable and a meat. Which is just kind of how I know most. Hey, turned into 12 Philadelphia? That's what. Okay. Okay. I'll take it. Oh, okay. I guess, yeah. if you can use the dumplings and other things, then because in my mind I'm just like, well, why can't I add more stuff to the dumplings? Because like most dumplings I've ever had are like a usually one or two vegetables. It's like, man, why can't I? But yeah, I guess if you can turn those dumplings into an ingredient for another extra meal or some other, tossing them into another meal, then yeah, like I guess it just make dumplings to put them in other dumplings. Wait, it won't let you put. Oh, I thought it would let you stack multiple gelatins to make muffins. Dumplings. Oh, okay. I gotcha. Yeah, if you can like make an ingredient out of it, or if it becomes an ingredient in other things, that makes more. Let's put the rest of that stuff away. Gelatin box. Muffins. The do a quick. Actually, before I start this thing, I'll probably make more dough. That way, I'm not like just turning this oven on off and grind this stuff. That way, I can turn it into bread and then grind the bread up and make it um, uh, breadcrumbs and breadcrumbs. Yeah, that's what I've been using a lot of the extra juice sitting around. Although it's this late in the winter, most of my juice has turned into wine at this point. But yeah, all the juice that's sitting around, I just started turning it into syrup because it lasts so much longer and doesn't get turned into wine. Although I need to start using the wine for stuff in making stews with it. I also need to make some more, or grab some more eggs and make them into, make a bunch of pasta noodles. That way I can add pasta noodles into things as well. Okay, got dough. Yeah, flour rather. There. uh, I've been I've been turning a lot of my mushrooms into pate, or the good old pemmican. So for folks that need like uh, traveling food, just been turning that stuff into easily carried around stuff rather than like take a crock and a bowl with you and having to like juggle it around, which I've done, but it's like, you know what? Uh, I've also done it just because like while I'm out running around, I almost inevitably end up killing like you know, some wolf that attacks me or some bear or something. And then like I've got meat on me that like only lasts for so long. So like I don't have much I can do with it other than like sit down and like flash fry the stuff. So I it is fairly easy to turn that stuff into pemmican while you're out running around, which is better than nothing. You know what I actually ought to do? I ought to grind this rye up. That way I can turn some of this into breadcrumbs so that I can coat some stuff in breadcrumbs. Although breadcrumbs are also, I guess if you guys already have like tons of grain sitting around, you can just feed the grain straight up to animals. But I guess it's technically more efficient to grind it up into breadcrumbs. Yeah. Well, so I think I used my whatever. I didn't have all that much sitting around, but the flax grain is I think the only grain that you can. Well, maybe amaranth. I don't. Do we have amaranth sitting around anywhere? We turn amaranth into oil. No, because flax you can press into seed oil. You can use the seed oil for fancy stuff. Yeah. Spelt. I just realized that I was like, oh, surely I have some flax grain sitting around somewhere because I usually don't cook with it because it's low. Yeah, so much. Yeah. I know. I saw chests full of grains down the basement at one point. Um. Oh, the rye flour. Oh. But yeah, I just looked at it a second ago. I was like, oh, I could use that the seed oil for the what was the thing I was looking at? Oh, for making candles and stuff. Oh, hey, and the seed oil for that. So you can use it for like axles and stuff. And single player, like that's what I did was use because I never really. Oh, dang it! Come on, I did that done. Done. Come on. Don't don't pick up the bread that's not done. Come on, man. Pick up the muffins. Okay. Silly, silly person. Oven is full. I'm not. Okay, there we go. So um, there's that. The grind up the well. Um. Oh, um. Grab 11. Wow. 11. Sorry, here. I'm gonna click this particular bread. No. Pick up the bread that's in the front. You dingus. dough in. Oh, right. Let me mix it all at the same time. Does the automatic mixer have a bigger capacity? I don't think it does it? Yeah, make it strong. I mean, a bunch of that bread I just grinded down to breadcrumbs anyway, so a little extra uh, crunchy layer to it is not gonna. There you go. Did it. Picked up the bread correctly. Bags of croutons. Dang. I I honestly never could eat croutons. It's something about them, like the texture, just biting into them, just for whatever reason, just could not. Now, like for whatever reason, though, I would eat the bread crusts all the time. Like I would make sandwiches specifically, like chew the crusts off the bread, and then eat the sandwich later. It was just like I just didn't. I had some weird order in which I had to eat the sandwich in. Casually eat the crusts and then. But yeah, like when I was younger, it was almost always like just cereal. Like we just we would eat like cereal for like I would eat breakfast. I never ate breakfast as a kid, and I rarely ate lunch. Like if anything, I would maybe um get a drink at school, or if there was any money in the account, I would maybe buy fries. Uh, like I would maybe get enough money to buy fries for uh you know lunch. So I just ate nothing but fries. Yeah, because they were like I think like an order of fries was like 80 cents or something, or 75 cents. It was just like, well, you can't get an actual entree, but you could get the fries, and that was basically the only way I could like stretch the I don't know $30 I got a month. Some months, just like I'll just eat fries. Yeah, the hamburger was like the thing you would like splurge on if you. I feel like eating a proper meal today. I will have the hamburger. And it was like at least ours was like the most like the thinnest hamburger patty, and occasionally it would have like cheese on it if you got the cheeseburger, like maybe they painted a layer of um like cheese whiz on the top of it basically. uh Quick. Yeah, in there. But yeah, like it was like it was I would occasionally yeah, it is definitely a thing that I like. One of the lunch, one of the memories of like high school in general, middle school. The only the only like lunchtime memory I have of like elementary school was that at one point in time I got like a milk allergy or had a some kind of like mild milk allergy that like um for some reason I started getting sick at school, and it was turned out it was like the milk. As long as I didn't drink, they were always like, "Here's your carton of milk," and then for whatever reason I would get sick, and oh hey, by the way, maybe you should not drink the school milk. Fine, but high school was like so. When I first got to high school, they like just started rolling out vending machines in school. So one of the like one of the things was that occasionally, if there was some change left behind in the car or whatnot, I'd be like, "Hey, I'm gonna grab a soda when I get to school, or a candy bar or whatever," and that would be lunch basically. I was gonna get syrup, right? Or, Head. I not have an open syrup somewhere. Yeah. Um. I I didn't have any lactose intolerance until later, and then like it wasn't too bad, and as of late, like it hasn't been bothering me. Thankfully, once I got the antispasmatics for my stomach, like a lot of that stuff away. It I think it was whatever issues I was having with it was because of that stuff going on right until high school. Yeah, uh, I think that's. I think originally I started having, or where I started getting like the sort of like initial bout of lactose intolerance, and why I kind of stopped like drinking milk or any of that kind of stuff for a while, was from around that like middle school into high school, just because of like so much eating so much cereal for like kind of not like right before dinner, or like late after dinner, like before bed or whatever. Just be like, hey, I'm gonna have a bowl of cereal. Like the amount of cereal we went through. And I think it was, I don't know if it was like strictly the milk. I think it was like a combination of the milk and the amount of sugar that was in cereal. So, oh, syrup. I am not accomplishing my goal of putting syrup on bread. But yeah, I have gone back and thought about just like how little I ate, and like how poor the diet was basically in like the high school era, just because of like I would, like I said, rarely eat breakfast. Like school lunch consisted of usually a plate of fries or a candy bar or something like, and then I would just have to like make up for all the calories I would burn through by like like a horse when you got home. Like just, especially when I was like still doing sports at the time. Like I gotta eat something. So the worst part was that I was in sports and stuff, and then my brother, as I was like starting to get into like junior and senior year, my brother was getting into that teenage years. So then he was also eating like a horse, and so it was like there was never anything in the house because one of the two of us would devour it. Tater tots and chicken noodle soup. You know what? That's better than my sister. My sister, for the longest time, ate nothing but either cheese pizza or chicken strips. That was all she ate. She would eat nothing else. And then eventually, like she went on to college, and oh hey, um, there are other options, and people are encouraging me to try other things. So syrup covered bread. Yeah, as I said, my sister was that way until like I said until college, and I think even like the first year or two of college, she was still like mostly eating that. It wasn't until it wasn't until she met her husband that she like started trying other. But I like this. That's the weird thing for me. Like my brother was kind of picky, but not quite as picky. Like, and there's a difference between like if that's like the only option out in the house, then like, you you eat what you can eat. You eat what you got. Like that's. But like, but for her, that was specifically like she wouldn't eat anything else. Just did not want anything besides that. It was just like okay. But like, my brother was less picky, and then like you could slather jalapenos in honey and then pickle them, and I would probably still eat it. Like like whatever. Um, Now whether or not my stomach appreciates it later, that's a different thing. But like I I was the one that would just always. But I think part of that might have been just that because early on, before like even like when I was still like middle school or so, um, like I'm trying to remember like what my basically like I would get home and nobody would be home, and so it was just like I you had to fend for yourself for a couple hours until I want to say till no, I think it was when mom got home. So it was just like so long as there's something in whatever's in the house that's edible, like just eat it. You either eat it or you're not eating for a while, and it's like and that's where you get the weird like yeah, this can of olives, sure. The this like jar of plain ass mushrooms with nothing else in it is like sure, yeah, I'll eat it. Well, why not? It's just like, oh, I'll open a can of corn just for like, yeah, there's some corn. I can eat corn. That's edible. and like I just at some point just oh hold on, did I just goof? No, the spelt bread is. But eventually, at some point, like um, we had more stuff in the house. Well, for one thing, like because my sister was a far pickier eater, like she would never eat any of that stuff. So, like, well, okay, that there's these other options in the house now because she'll never touch them. And then my brother wasn't as picky, but like there would still be like some things that he wouldn't. Sure. Okay, well, that's. I know that like the tomatoes will never go missing in the house because nobody else will eat them. So breadcrumbs, good chicken feed. Bread but powdery. I see. I did eat breadcrumbs, like croutons. I couldn't. Like I said, it's something about just the texture. I always just be like, I don't want to eat it. I would even eat. I mean, I would eat them in salad, but it was just like, eh. But breadcrumbs, I would, for whatever reason, just be like, yeah, there's breadcrumbs. This is supposed to be for cooking, but there's like not enough in this box or this container or whatever. So it's just like, I'm just gonna eat these breadcrumbs. Nobody's gonna like need this like you know quarter of a cup of breadcrumbs that won't cover anything that you'd make a meal with them. So I'll just eat whatever. Um. Oh, duh. I could be covering these muffins in syrup too. Why wouldn't I? Cover all bread is. Oh, 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 soon. Um. Put my bread away. Put it on the shelf. Go in there like different angles depending on which way. Why is it that long ways? And just type of something's going on here. Oh wait, can't can't ignore these. Oh, there's there's just regular flax bread. That needs that. I don't have space for that. Oh, so I did turn the bread, some of the flax into turning it into oil. Oh well. Muffins up here. Okay. Got a jelly pie. Counter. Box bread. Why you gotta be yelling? You're in the basement. Um, I think of what? Got some mushroom. Still need the fat. That. Okay, let's. Let's see what time it is. After the ad break, which is in 8 minutes, I will probably like do a quick hop over to the single player real quick, just because there's some there's definitely a I linked it in the Discord not too long ago. There is definitely a mod that I have um uh, quite interested in or enjoying because it's got it basically lets you set up fishing lines, fishing cage traps, and kinds of stuff like that in water systems. But it also like lets you make like kind of suspension bridges across gaps. So while not like a an idea like a good idea for like a permanent um well traveled bridge across a river or whatever, like it makes it lets you make little like rope and plank bridges across, let's say, a chasm or a maybe there's some like cool spot that you'd like to get to on the mountain, like just kind of set up the ropes. But I mostly got into it because of the fishing stuff. There doesn't seem to be any mods that have like active fishing where you can just like put on a fishing rod and like sit around and fish. But like I I'm kind of surprised that there isn't, since that's like fishing, and that sort of fishing is like almost always kind of a staple in so many games of this sort. I'm just like, there's not a fishing. There's not fishing in the game. There's not a fishing mod. Like, hmm. All right. Well, this pemmican up here is good to go. Actually, gotta put the mushrooms on the altar. This is where mushrooms. hanging out over here. I've got also if you need to dye something green, feel free to use any of this green dye that's sitting in the yard. And not can't do cool parkour off the coffin. Okay. Bricks are there. Oh, take more ash. It is late and my brain is kind of toast. I'm in like ADHD land, jumping back and forth. Oh right. Like I said, I will probably head to bed like not right after the end, but I'm gonna hop over to the other to my like single player for a little. Point out the um, primitive survival. Because it's like I said, my primary interest fishing related stuff, but it also has like trap building or like pit traps and stuff to catch creatures in. Oh. The bridges. What's the other? Oh, there's also you can do earthworm grunting. You can grunt for earthworms, which is primarily what you use for bait. But you can add like lures and stuff to hooks with molds. Um, there's also some snakes and some crabs in the wild. I messed around with the floating docks as well, but the way they described it initially, I was like, the floating docks. I thought that the floating docks were like you could build on the floating docks and then float around to locations, so you could make like basically craft homes. But um, the floating dock is just kind of a platform that you can put in the water from which you can launch your boat or rafts and stuff. But yeah, I'll brief break while the ads are playing. Swap over. here in a else do breadcrumbs. These are breadcrumbs. Thank you. That's here. Need carry this stuff down basement. Do I add some salt, right? Salted milk. 2%. Oh, okay. Won't let me. Nope, that's not. Um. Oh yeah, yeah. Bucket. Oh. Headphones are about to crap out on me too. A copper knife. So even better, even more of a reason to bed, or get ready to watch. There we go. Knife. Pickle these mushrooms. Okay, so that is I'm my earbuds that I'm I out of the ball. Um, my train of thought has been lost. Hmm. Okay, maybe I won't miss. So yeah, my batteries or my headphones are going to die soon. So what I will do, I'm gonna hop over to the single player. Just a moment. Oh, it's 7. Okay. I'll hop up with a single player for just a moment, and then I'll get ready for bed because I wonder if it'll. Cause so okay, yeah, I was gonna say. So battery's low. Start village story because once you load up, yeah, it give you a little error message there. Like, what some of that stuff is in memory. Basically, close the game to reload it. Those mods, rather. But yeah, I just want it, like I said, for like season 2, for a season 2 mod. I definitely recommend um, this survival, primitive survival. Just because I really enjoy setting up fishing lines and land lines, and there's you can set up like physical paths in the water with stakes. Like you make a I don't remember what they call it. There's a particular like V pattern you make with stakes, and basically fish will go in after bait. They don't necessarily even need bait, but they'll go in and then they can't get back out because the shape of the stakes is such that they can't maneuver their way back out. But there's also like cage traps for fishing with in or cage in water fishing traps, crab traps, that kind of stuff. Um, but also, like I said, I just like the idea of being able to make like um suspended bridges with the ropes. I'm not that far in the in this particular single player, but uh, uh the, these stakes you can basically kind of use them as uh, really jerks. Can't let me do my thing, huh? Unfortunately for me, they seem to really love still throw rocks like over them. Well, you jerks. Out of here. Let me so they can No, it's still not. Let's see. I do have jerks throwing rocks at me. Some air. I have a singular copper arrow. I have dug that up from the gravel, as one does. So I have some obsidian. I'll make a few quick obsidian arrowhead. Yeah. I've like just blown through all my arrows already. I considering this is the considering I was like playing around with the fishing thing, this particular single player, I went with hunter, so I could like have more meat, like get better use out of arrows, stuff. Okay. Arrow. Arrow. Go around. Okay. Six. So you put the sticks over there. Fine. Hunter hood. It's one of those things early on. I just hate not having much in the way of storage. So again, I like just keep. I know at some point in time I need that stuff back. I do not. Do I not have any food? Really? Actually, I can. Start shooting. Get out of here. Off. Um. Get this. Okay, I get it. This one of these honeycombs that I accidentally out of a tree. I'll let that cook. I will check to see if I have any fish. So, my land lines here, the stakes, and put lines to hooks. Little easy to access, like hook line. Always something. Frick is shooting me. They were there. On the run. Really? Who hits me on the run? That good? Shh. I guess I'll pick up some mushrooms. Oh, damn it. Go away. You're still following me, huh? Well, I get home. Still following me. I get home, you're still following me. I'm going to shoot you with arrows. It's just a given. The bow form's still over here. Going to murder. Okay, well. So you don't necessarily have to bait hooks. Uh, you can still catch fish on bare hooks. It is a lot easier to do if you are on an active rod, like if you are actively moving hooks in front of fish. It is very easy to kind of like dangle a fishing hook across like a gap in the rocks or something like that where fish are hanging out and they will bite bare hooks just because they see something moving and it's like they just quick strike it whatever goes by. It's like I used to catch, you know, bluegill and stuff all the time on bare hooks, but like I said, it requires you to actively. But you can see. Did I use those? Okay. Never mind. You can put like berries and stuff on the hook. Like don't. So you can sit around and you can dig up rocks. When you flip over rocks, there's a chance that you will like unearth earthworms. Sometimes you unearth snakes, depending on how lucky you are or unlucky you are. No worms. Did I have no? I don't think I have any worms in the box. You can also grunt. You can grunt worm. But you just need the earthworm grunter and a stick. But I'll do it over. I have some other fishing lines up across the way. I'm eventually going to move out from that spot in the trees over there and come over here to this big lake. Though, oh, this mod has a particular raft that you can just carry around with you. Use it pretty effectively without having to have an oar or anything like that. Nothing on these. These hooks are also bare. Like I've been running low on bait to put on there, so fortunately, I don't look like I have any fish at all. Nope, no fish. Which is why I tend to always pick up all the rocks I see, and then I got to the point where I would just put the rocks back. That way, you can occasionally still get worms and stuff to respawn under rocks. Oh, yeah, I was gonna do. This should be fine, right? So the other option is to just grunt at. Do some grunting. Occasionally you can stir up earthworms to the surface. Battery's low. There's one. Found you. Thank you, worm. If you are, like, really starving, you could just eat the worm. But I wouldn't recommend it. You can also use the earthworms for, basically, you use them to, like, aerate your soil or break down. I don't know if they break down rot. They will. They're supposed to like leave castings behind, which is a fertilizer. Crops, but there's one. Don't try to eat the worm. There's another one. I got a few worms. Anybody else? Nope. Brain was going somewhere, but I yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna run these worms back and I'll put them on my lines. Might have the materials to you know what? Chop down a tree. I could use the firewood in. Oh, bigger than I thought it was. Oh no, it's just I'm just using rocks. Gotcha. Oh, and I'm also a hunter. I think count as mining speed? Nah, that wouldn't work. That wouldn't make sense, right? Make some cordage. This is the raft. Two and just three. Need some more. Maple logs. Bam. And chop. So the raft you can just kind of walk out into the water with. Just kind of go. Oh, hey, there's a fish. Oh, God. Speed on this raft is Pretty crazy. Oh, hey, Farron. Go on. I might not be up too much later. Don't shake hands with danger. Convicted prosecutor clown. Well, McPixel. I've heard the name McPixel. I don't remember a lot of it or about it. Remember having seen it at one point in time. But thanks for popping in. I do need to get to bed here not too long, just because I will be trash at board games tomorrow if I don't. And my battery is beeping at me. Let me doing a quick little tend to my single player game, just because I mess around with the fishing stuff. Turnips. And you know what? I'll fine. Puzzle game. Trading. Wendy's, which feature entire legal drama for you. Oh no. I don't think the only Wendy's training video I know of offhand is the one that Gravy keeps like bringing up about the they had like the theme song about the hot drinks. How it had like a little rap that they sang. He would occasionally just bust into song over it. I was just like, oh, Gravy, why you do this? Oh, input. I put the fish in there with it? No, because it'll gripe about it. I can put it in with soup. I believe. And it'll be okay. I will have to check out McPixel. I mean, you know, at least give it a look. Like I said, I do remember some of it from you know, hearing about it back in the years and years. Maybe one of the earlier game or whatever. But cook some food and put these away. Mushrooms, and I will keep on me. Yep. I have enough copper to make an item. The problem is if I smelt a pickaxe, I still need a hammer if I'm going to break down any nuggets anyway, so I was coming in. It's late. My brain is not. My brain is as sharp as a marble. Get that started so that I have I need the hammer mold. I can make the hammer so that harvesting any ores actually bunch of arrows. That didn't tick. I'll leave the rest of that. I don't have anything that's going to spoil anytime soon. Whoops. There. Double check them. Like, so the vanilla fish, these fish here, you can harvest with a particular spear. You can harvest them. Just like having to like go into attack mode and stab them and like 900 things. It's called like fishing spear. Okay. Thick. Yeah, okay. Some cordage real quick. You can also make snare traps with it's thing is yelling at me. Batteries. I'm gonna make a snare. I can make it. Make a snare real quick. Like, hey, look, I can traps. So you can bait it to try to like catch animals. Some kind of berry. Set up a trap real quick. And then I'll set up the trap somewhere over by. I'm gonna have a little spot that I'm working. I would also berries, carrots, some kind of bait. Problem is that I would eat most of the bait because it is just like fruits and vegetables. A lot of it I've already eaten. Pot is over there. Ooh. Currants. Always gotta check those bushes just in case. Oh, is that white currants? Are they bushful or is it just flowering? They kind of look exactly the same. Hey, there's another one. 20 saturation. You're desperate. You can eat the worms. Wait a minute. Set this trap over here, closer to home, closer to bait of some sort. Bait. Again, the hard part. Collected some bait in the sunflower. Not mature enough to have. Ah, there we go. Berries. We have baited our trap. So now we can potentially maybe catch something. Possibly. But yeah, I'm gonna like build in figure this out. So that I have access to this big lake out here. I'll set up some more fishing lines and probably a dock out here somewhere. Like land in and off of. But yeah, but it is bedtime. I need to crash. Honestly. Excuse me. Save and leave. Thanks for popping in, folks. Let me. If there's anybody know that nobody's actually still streaming at this hour now. Anybody I know, I'll look and see real quick. If not, I'll just call it a night. Trade. Buddy. Um, I think I will rate it over She's asleep. She's just got a playlist. She's definitely kind of a chill person. She's gonna have. She's got some medical things going on in her life that been wrestling with. Kind of been, trying to stream through it. Try to, kind of do something about it via the stream. Just sending folks over there. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for coming in. Catch you all later.